Hey guys, today we'll be looking at another LeetCode problem, which is to convert a Roman numeral into an integer. In this problem, we are given a string of Roman numerals. If you're not familiar with Roman numerals, there are certain alphabets that are provided here. It's clear. We can figure it out from here. All the symbols. Each of these alphabets represents a number or represents an integer. And within this problem, there are certain set of rules that are given, special cases. We'll go through the special cases in a bit. But the idea is to take the Roman numeral string and convert that into an integer. So we are given different examples where we need to solve them by writing or populating this function. And if we look at the constraints, the maximum length of the string, Roman numeral string, is in between 1 to 15. And it is guaranteed that the string will only contain these alphabets, which are valid Roman numeral characters. And it is guaranteed that the string that is provided to us is a valid Roman numeral string. Okay, so now that we know the constraints and how the Roman numeral system works, let's try to go through these examples. So I have added some test cases here just to explain. So I represents, so we already have this mapping. I represents 1. So 3 i's is basically 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. And then we have LVIII, which is L stands for 50, V stands for 5, and then followed by 3 i's. So it's going to be 55 plus 3, 58. Similarly, MCMXCIV, this has a special characteristics here. So if you see, the biggest number M stands for 1000, followed by C, which is 100, and then the other number which is followed by C is M, which is again 1000. So whenever you find this combination of a value which is smaller than um, um, a value that is followed by it, so in this case C is smaller than M, so what we do is we immediately subtract the smaller number from the bigger number which is followed by it. So the value will be 1000 plus 900 because we are subtracting C from M, which is 1000. So we are subtracting 100 from the 1000 integer. So that will become 1900 so far. And then we have X and C, right? We have X, which is 10, and then we immediately look for the next character, which is 100. So X is smaller than 100. So we immediately subtract X from 100, which is 90. So till here, it's been 1900. And now we have added 90. It's 1990. And then the next character is I, which is 1. And then I is followed by V, which is a bigger value than I. So we know what to do. We are immediately going to subtract 1 from 5. So it's going to be 1994. Similarly, we have X, and X is followed by I, which is smaller in number. So we immediately add X to the sum, which is 10. And then we move on to I. And then we check the next character of I, which is X again. So X is greater than I. So we immediately subtract I from X, which is 9. And then we consider it as a single Roman numeral. So the total will be 10 plus 9, which is 19. Similarly, we calculate the same thing here, which is C is 100, X is 10, and then IV is 4. So which is 114. So if you observe it, the special cases are 1 and 4, smaller character followed by a bigger character. Same here, X and L. And then we also have I and X, which is 9. And then we have, let's see, XL and XC. XC is basically 90. We have CD. We have CM, which is 400. CM is 900. And then CD is D is 500. So C is 100. So it will be 400. So these are the special cases. The rest of the times we just straight away add the current value to the sum. All right, now let's talk about the approach. Since we are moving from left to right, I'm going to have a for loop, right? And the for loop is going to from left to right. I'll have I as my integer or the pointer, and then whenever I am at a particular element, I'm going to uh, check, I'm always going to compare the current value of the string with its next value. So it's always going to be if s of I is less than s of I plus 1, then I'm going to subtract the result uh, by s of I, right? Otherwise, I'm always going to add the current value to the result. So that's pretty much it. But the only caveat is since we are making a check of I plus 1, there is a greater chance of us running out of bounds when we reach the last character of the string. For example, uh, if we go with I, um, we are when the index is here, we can do the comparison with the next one comfortably. When the index is on the second character, we can still do the comparison. But when the index is on the third last character, we are going out of bounds with the comparison. So that's why we are always going to go until s dot length minus 1, so that we stop here, and then we can add this outside of our loop. Okay, so that's, and then we are going to do result plus equal to s of then length minus 1. So this is going to add the last character. So this is how we are going to be working on our solution. Now let me go ahead and write it over here. So first and foremost thing is our result. So we'll initiate it to 0, and then we'll be starting with I equal to 0, I less than s dot length minus 1, and then I plus plus. What we are going to be doing is we are always going to add a result of, oh, first of all, we are going to check for s of I, the current character is less than s of I plus 1. Just remember that I have written this in the pseudocode, but the actual thing that we need to verify is from the Roman numeral map. So first, let's create the Roman numeral map. I'm going to call it RM, which stands for Roman numeral map. And then it's going to be an object. Here, I'm going to create I1. So we have the map ready now, and the checks that we are going to make will be against the map. So we're looking for the map and doing a lookup on the current character, s of I, and then similarly checking if it is less than the uh, the value of s of I plus 1 within the map. So if this is less than that, that means we know that we have to decrement the s of I character, which is a smaller one, from the result. Otherwise, we know that we can just add the current value to the result. Okay, and this is going to stop at the character, last but one character. The loop is going to end there, and we'll be remaining with the last element um, of the string. So we simply are going to add result of plus equal to Roman numeral map of s of I. So this is going to give us the result. So will be returning the result. So let's try running this. So there seems to be, okay, it's going to, I is not defined. Oh, I see. 1 second. I think what we need to do is we should also make this RM of S of I, and this will be RM of uh, S of S dot length minus 1. So we need to get the last character within our string and pass it into the map. That's how we are going to get the Roman numeral value of the last character in the string. Okay, so that is how we need to add it to the string, because we are out of the loop here, so it did not recognize what I is outside of the loop. So let me run it again. So it did work for all the three cases. So let's also add a couple of test cases that we have here. Um, so let's go to the test case and add, and let's run this. Okay, let's do one more. All right, so it looks like it has passed for all the test cases. So I'll go ahead and submit. So this has been accepted. So that's how we solve the Roman numeral to integer conversion. I hope you liked this video and learned how to solve it in an easier way using JavaScript. So if you've liked this video and learned something, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be posting more videos in the future. Again, thanks for watching.